we don't want any more young people, or even just any New Zealanders thinking that they need to get to a place where they need to take their own lives. There are a lot going on for our young people though. When we think about why people are taking their lives, and we've got the New Zealand culture of alcohol. If you're going to a party, you look a bit weird if you don't have a beer or a drink in your hand. We've got young people drinking way too young. Just leading them downward spiral, alcohol leading to drugs, drugs leading to depression, depression leading them to take their own lives. If you think about the party culture that is in our society, young people just partying up every weekend, recreational drug use at an all-time high, kids getting into relationships way too young. In my industry, I'm working with 11 and 12-year-olds, and I see it every single day. But then, the kids getting into relationship way too young leads to the hookup culture that we have in our society as well. If you're not in a relationship and you're not having sex, in your teenage years, then you're also looked at as pretty weird. So we've got a hookup culture going on in our society. And when these relationships fall apart and they blow up, it's just very destructive to these young people. I've seen young people take their lives because their relationships have fallen apart and blown up, and that has led them to commit suicide. Mental health being affected by social media. The effect of Instagram, Facebook on young people's mental health is shocking, absolutely shocking. We've got cyberbullying, other forms of bullying going on. So if we look at all that's going on for these young people, so much is happening in these young people's lives. They've got so much to face, so much to fight against. And so what we want to do is we want to let you know there is much more for you than there is against you. There is more for you than there is against you today. Don't let those negative comments, don't let those negative thoughts plant in your mind, or take root in your mind. Know that there is so much for you than there is against you. Look at all these young people here, ready to stand, ready to be accessible and available for any young person that is going through any of these thoughts and having these thoughts taking root in their mind. We want to be there before they take their lives. We want to be there before they even get into a state of depression. We are here for you. And so that's what we're here for today. Swosh, self-worth over self-harm. We are here to say we are accessible, you are loved, you are cared for. And next I'm going to hand you to one of our awesome young people. He's been through the Boys to Men program, and now he's even helping to facilitate and lead one of these programs, and his name is Judah. Let's give it up for Judah.
My name is Judah. I grew up in the House of Destiny all my life. I grew up in a beautiful family. But when I entered into my teens, I got into a lot of bad relationships, bad friendships that were very toxic and weren't healthy to be in. And that drove me into a lot of anxiousness, deep depression, and I was even having suicidal thoughts at some stage. But because of the group that I decided to be in, which was Boys to Men, gave me a real confidence boost. I realized that I wasn't the only one going through a lot of these issues. A lot of the other boys were, they were also going through a bit of depression, a bit of anxiety, and we could all relate to each other. And the guy who was leading it, he had already been through the whole teenage phase, and he showed me that I could get through it and have victory wherever in every situation that I came across. So yeah, I was under Marcus, and he helped me out under all these awesome leaders that we got here at Youth Nation. But yeah, Boys to Men. If any young lads, you go through any similar issues, depression, anxiety, if you have suicidal thoughts, come see us, come see our leaders, and we'll help you out where we can. So.